Woke and Ready TV, like this video, subscribe to this channel. Like this one of my conversations right here. So this might be a little bit longer than the rest of my videos. Check it out. You know what I mean? Jim Jones, shout out to Jim Jones, shout out to Nas. Yo, Jim Jones was just on the Joe and Jada podcast. And I don't know what happened. They brought up Nas for some reason. You know what I mean? We all know Jim been putting in work for like the past decade. You know what I'm saying? He been putting in work, dropping bombs and shit. They asked him, you know how he feel about Nas. He said Nas was his idol, but for some reason it turned into like a competition type thing. Like there's always competition when you're a rapper. I don't want to say competition. It turned into some like, you know what I mean? I'm just as good as Nas type shit. Okay, as a rapper, you're supposed to feel that way. But then what fucked me up when they said, yo, man, y'all go check the Billboard entries, you know what I'm saying? Usually when people say shit like that, people just like, you know what I mean, they just take their nigga word for it. Like, oh, all right, maybe Jim was. Maybe he is neck to neck with Nas. Nas ain't really been doing shit for the past couple decades. He dropped albums here and there, you know what I'm saying? But Jim, when it come to Jim, he been just dropping shit. His face is everywhere, you know what I mean? But when you check the motherfucking Billboard entries, nah, bro. Yeah, I mean, it ain't even close. Like, Nas is out of here, bro. Jim, you was tripping with that. You was tripping. You know what I mean? It's like 2 to 27. You only got 2 more than me, and I ain't on the billboards, bro. Like, so you shouldn't even mention the billboard. You could have said anything else. Like, I forgot who said it, like Zip with the Drip. I think he said something like, you could have said, nigga, I dress better than Nas or some shit like that. But when it come to lyrics, bro, Jim know that he not fucking with Nas lyrically, but he not gonna tell the world that. He ain't gonna tell the world like, yo, I ain't fucking with Nas. But like when you not fucking with somebody, and this is what I think, man. You gotta pay homage, man. Like my brother Tate say, pay homage. It ain't too many niggas fucking with Nas. Like, you know what I mean? Nas is probably the great. I asked ChatGPT who was his favorite artist. My ChatGPT said Nas. It's crazy, right? Yeah, like you talk about a brother that was rapping when Tupac was around, when Biggie was around, when, you know what I'm saying, right after Rakim, like all the greats. Nas is the one, arguably the best rapper of all times. Jim Jones, I never heard that argument with you, bro, being the greatest rapper of all time. I'm sorry. And, you're from that era. I think, see, what the younger generation don't realize, see, they're young, you know what I mean? Just like he said it out his own mouth. Like, sometimes we can feel a little bit older than what we really are, you know what I'm saying? Because you looking at the younger generation is like, damn, these motherfuckers was born like in 2002. I was in high school in 2002. I graduated high school in 2002, you know what I'm saying? So, the Nas era and all that shit was my era. I remember everything. Cam dropped his album, I think, Confessions of Fire in like maybe I want to say like 9-7. Jim Jones, I think he had a verse on that album, right? If I ain't tripping, he had a verse on one of them albums. It was SD or Confessions of Fire. But Jim Jones was, he wasn't no good rapper back in them days. You know what I mean? I always say this. The music that comes out today is so trash, right? That we'll listen to a nigga like Tony Yayo. No disrespect to Tony Yayo, because he was the weakest nigga in G Unit when G Unit came out. You know what I mean? That's when hip hop was still hip hop. You still needed lyrics. Niggas used to clown Yayo. You know what I'm saying? But you can listen to some Yayo lyrics now, and Yayo would sound like he's the shit. He would sound like he's, you know what I mean? You'd be like, damn, he killed that shit. That's because we don't have nobody. Jim Jones, what I'm saying is Jim Jones, we ain't got nobody to compare him with right now. And he's taking full advantage of that. He took a full advantage of all the rappers from his era, had their time to shine, you know what I mean? And by him being around all these guys, being in the studio with these guys, and he's from that era, he took advantage of that shit and ran with it because he ain't got nobody. No, these dudes not rapping no more. Nobody's rapping no more from that era. So he took advantage of it, and the younger kids that grew up was born in the early 2000s shit, that's all they have to look at is Jim Jones. He brought the swag. He brought everything from the 90s and made it relevant today. You know what I mean? All the shit that y'all, I know he brought a lot of different shit to Chrome Heart, to True Religion and all that shit, but all that shit, you know what I mean? It's like a switch over from the 90s shit. Like when the same way Big brought out Coogee and Nas and all them QB niggas, they had niggas rocking army fatigues and shit like that. He did his thing. Whoever his stylist was, they said it was Chrissy. She was smart. She built the image around him, you know what I mean? Because Dipset was already doing their thing. He took it and ran with it. So he got a whole culture behind him. They not listening. These younger cats ain't listening to lyrics and shit like that. They look at how you dress. They look at your influence, your followers, your you know what I mean, the way you talk, the way you move. You know what I mean? It ain't about the lyrics no more. So when I heard the young boy saying like Nas, like he's not relevant right now, it just made me realize. Like, I'm not saying he's wrong or how the young boy think is wrong. It's just what he know. But what it showed me was like, damn, he missed this young guy misses so much good music. He never heard fucking It Was Written. You know what I mean? If he ever heard, if he was anybody from my era, let's put it like this: anybody from my era would never say Jim Jones is better than Nas or more relevant than Nas. Nobody. Only the younger kids would say that, and that's only because they didn't experience the Nas. You know what I'm saying? They didn't experience that wave. Jim Jones know this, but he's going to take full advantage of his audience for what they think and how they feel. Trust me, he know. He made it. He tried to even on a podcast. He tried to make it seem like it was such a big gap, and him and Nas is age different. He like, yeah, when I was young, when Nas was doing his thing, I was in high school at the time. I was in 11th grade. I was looking up to Nas. Nigga, Nas was only like 21 then. You was like maybe 17. Nas came in the game at 17. You know what I'm saying? At 17, 18 years old. You came in the game right after that, like around that time with Cameron. But you wasn't rapping. Now you was trying to rap, but you couldn't. You just could you couldn't just put it like this. Jim Jones, with this whole style and shit he's doing now, he would not have lasted back then with the rappers that was out back then, with the lyrics he got now. And I'm not saying he's not lyrical. I'm not saying that he's not this or that. What I'm saying is he is nobody for him to go against right now. It's like the lane is wide open. You know what I mean? He got the young boys, that's coming up. But like I said, the young boys that's coming up, they don't have them lyrics like that. They don't have them lyrics and they just don't have that. You know what I mean? They all about fashion and shit like that. It's like hip hop is so different now that it's no longer about the lyrics, and that's sad. I mean, in a way it's good, but in a way it's like, damn, that's sad, man. You know what I mean? You're talking about uh um what's the Nas song when he rapped that he was a gun, number 4 on It Was Written. That was one of my favorite songs. You know what I mean? I seen some cold nights and bloody days. They grabbed me, bullet spray. They used me wrong, so I sing this song to this day. How you like me now? It goes bow. It's that shit that move crowds, making every ghetto foul. I might have took your first child, scarred your life, crippled your style. I gave you power. I made you buck wow. Like Jim Jones, to this day, he would never be able to make a song like that, man. Like, let's be real, y'all. Like, come on, man. And I'm talking to the youngest. The youngest that love hip hop, and if y'all feel like, you know what I mean, what Jim Jones is saying is right, as far as, I don't know how y'all comparing it. Just go back and listen to Nas, man. Go back, listen to It Was Written. Go back, listen to Illmatic. Or go back, listen from Illmatic to Stillmatic. Just those albums, you know what I'm saying? Then we'll listen to Jim Jones shit, and Jim Jones makes some good songs. He makes some hell of a songs, man. He do his thing. Like I said, I ain't taking nothing away from Jim, but I think Jim feels some type of way now. You know what I mean? That nigga is not putting him in them categories with Nas and shit like that. Bro, you can't fool the old heads. You can fool the youngins, but you can't fool the ones that's your age. You know what I mean? Or the ones that's like in the mid 30s. and all that. You can fool the younger generation and say, man, I'm better than Nas. And they gonna be like, hell yeah, you better than Nas. Nah, it's like, nobody checking for Nas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they go, oh, he old man, but you put Jim Jones and Nas on the same track right now. Put them on the same track. He won't be able to. Man, Nas will rap so many circles around Jim Jones. And I'm not saying Jim Jones ain't get better. Don't get me wrong, man. Because I'm not. I don't want it to seem like I'm saying Jim Jones is trash. Like he got some shit. I love at the Church Step album. You know what I'm saying? He got some shit. What I'm saying is there's nobody to compare him with right now. And the lane was wide open. I would give him this as far as, you know what I mean, you gotta put him in a whole nother category. As far as top rappers today, right now, yeah, Jim Jones is probably like within that top five. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be in that top five from like, I give him like the most consistent, one of the most relevant, one of the most, you know what I mean, fucking trendy, and he impact wise, yeah, hell yeah. We can't take nothing away from him. But to try to compare him with Nas, no, no. Lyrically, Styles P, no. I already had that discussion. No, no, no. You ain't messing with Styles P. But see, Styles P and Nas and them type dudes, they don't have the younger generation looking for them. You know what I'm saying? They not checking for them. Only niggas like our age and up is checking for them. But Jim Jones is gonna say all that. You know why? Because he make most of his money off the younger generation. If Jim Jones had a show right now, he probably have a mixture of the young niggas and niggas like my age, but it's gonna be mainly young niggas. I think he would have more young niggas at his concert. You know what I mean? Nas do a concert, ain't gonna be no young niggas there. You know how I'm saying? It's gonna be all niggas mid-30s and up. There ain't gonna be no 20-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Styles P, same thing. He come to Philly, he do a show. It's gonna be niggas my age, maybe 35 and up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It's like right now we the way hip hop is being compared to so many different pockets. You know what I'm saying? I think Kiss was trying to explain to him, like, yo, we got to start playing more homage, bro. More homage to the legends. But like, you basically, Jim, you wrong by even saying, I think he was hoping that nobody wouldn't go check that billboard. You know what I'm saying? Because it was Nas sold 37 million records. All, you know what I mean? I think altogether 37 million, you sold three. Landslide, Nas got you. Three is a good fucking number. I wish I would have sold 3 million records. But just take that and be, you know what I mean, have a slice of humble pie. You know what I mean? But in a way, but I'm not mad at Jim for doing what he do, saying what he say, because first of all, it keep him trending. Second of all, it keeps the young niggas rocking with him. You know what I mean? Third of all, fuck it, it's hip hop. It's fun. And he's supposed to fill this up like that. But deep down in his heart, y'all, and it's two youngins, deep down in his heart, he know he ain't fucking with Nas. Like, no way, no how. This is Woken Ready TV. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Peace and love, y'all. Love y'all. Oh, hit that bell. Hit the bell, yo. Tap the bell so you be notified every time I drop a video and all that. Please hit the like button, yo. Peace.